Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on CapnclydesMTG. Today, we don't got a whole lot of leaks. Apparently, we only get one for the weekend because, Saturday and nobody's doing anything, apparently. But we do have some interesting news about the regional qualifier and how Aetherdrift will not be allowed in it. So, before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. The comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm. So, get on in there and be prepared to wrestle. Sometimes there's some quite lunacy down there, and I don't even know how to address it. I mean, it's a Tide Pod world, I guess. Anyway, links in the description also to eBay TCG Player to help support the channel. Buy you some cards from the box opening series. We're getting ready to open Innistrad Remastered. It's going to be a good time. God, at least I hope so. It's expensive time. Be a YouTube member, Patreon, whatever. Support the channel any way you can. Just watch if you have to, and subscribe. So, without further ado, let's get to our one spoiler leak preview thing today, I guess. So today we got this sweet uncommon, I guess. The Embalmed Ascendant, which looks like he's putting a zombie in a headlock. We'll just leave that there. Anyway, this card is a black, a white, and 1 for a zombie with Starter Engines. It's only a 1/2. Now, when this creature enters, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. All right, so basically for 3 mana, you're getting 3 power, 4 toughness on 2 different creatures total. That's not terrible. It's actually not too bad. Now, at max speed, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So, this would be good for aristocrat decks. However, 3 mana is probably a bit much. It does give you 2 creatures, and also the fact that max speed has to be reached before you can use its ability is probably going to make this a non-starter. And I know some of you guys are probably saying, no, it'll be fine because I can just sack a creature to do damage to my opponent to get my speed up. And it's fair. However, remember, Start Your Engines only works when you damage the opponent and only works once per turn. It says there, if you start with no speed, it has 1 on it. So you got to damage the opponent 3 times. My bad. But it increases once on each of your turns when your opponent loses life. So you have to wait 3 turns. That's turn 6 by the time this guy becomes active. Sadly, I think this guy is pretty much just dead in the water. But zombie, get it, dead. Anyway, I mean, he's going to be fine for limited because of the 3 mana 1/2 and 2/2 you get, and you may get into max speed, which will make a difference, but only in limited. I mean, any other format, I just don't see this seeing any play, and for me, in a land full of overpowered cards, this one really feels like a dud. But hey, what do I know? I've only played for years. Anyway, so that's the one spoiler that we get. Now let's talk about regional qualifiers. So this came out in a post, Magic Regional Championships from SCG Con. It says format will be modern. Note, Aetherdrift cards will not be legal for this event. The event is on February 6th, almost a whole month after the release of the set. Now, 6 p.m. decks are due, Saturday, player meeting at 9 rounds of Swiss, 18 plus points moves on. Round 10 begins on Sunday, 6 rounds of Swiss, final 8, yada yada. Prizes, $20,000, World Championship invitation, Pro Tour invitation, Regional Championship invitation, yada yada. I mean, lots of good stuff going on here. I mean, just getting in the top 32 gives you a Pro Tour invitation and $1,000. Like, seems fair. And if you didn't know, this is, I believe, Portland, Oregon, which just is a sad place to have this. But anyway, we won't go there. And behind this was this post here from Suarez stating, at everyone, important announcement regarding the regional championships in Portland. after discussions with Wizards, the people who make the product, regarding the availability of Aetherdrift cards for the regional championship in Portland, we've mutually agreed to exclude Aetherdrift cards from this event. While cards typically become legal on pre-release weekend, we, in concert with Wizards, are making this exception for this important tournament to ensure players can properly prepare and secure cards for the event. To accommodate this change, deck lists will now be due by Thursday, February 6th at 6 p.m. Last chance qualifier winners will have their decks list reviewed by staff and manually. Please note, this update only applies to regional championships. All other events that weekend, including LCQs, RCQs, and the 10 and 5K Opens, will allow Aetherdrift cards. This is a one-time exception to accommodate the timing of this event and does not affect future events. So, I think a lot of people are finding this very interesting as far as, they're saying the timing of it. But to be fair, I don't understand why we ever thought that pre-release was a good time to make cards legal. I never understood that because it's a pre-release. It says here the official release date for Aetherdrift. Those are commander decks. Hang on. Get this out of my way. Yeah, so right here it says February 14th. So if we go back in this and we look, this says Thursday, February 6th. I don't see why this was an issue. And maybe I've been missing it in the grand scheme of things. But I get it. Pre-release is technically when the cards are legal, which I don't understand why that is. But also with that said, pre-release is February 7th through the 13th. For me, this should have never been a question about why it's legal, because the set legally hasn't been released. It's called pre-release for a reason. It was to get a pre-release of the cards so you could have some fun with them, do some things, play, theory craft. Not like we don't do that when we just proxy cards anyway. But point being, the release date was, in my opinion, what I always thought the legality date was. Maybe I'm wrong. You can tell me in the comments section. That's perfectly fine. I learn something new every day. Because to be fair to you, if I was going to this regional championship, I would assume Aetherdrift's not legal because it doesn't come out till the 14th. However, the need to make this post makes me wonder about Wizards' communication and how people take things and how they're releasing the information to the public. Because it should be a blanket statement that cards are not legal in the format until their release date, regardless of pre-release. Because I've had pre-release cards before on a pre-release weekend and then play in the tournament, and those cards not be legal because they're not released yet. They're on a pre-release. But hey, what do I know? Some people are up in arms about it. Some people aren't. I don't know why this is a thing suddenly. But, all it takes is one or two times for somebody to allow pre-release cards into a major tournament, which changes the outcome of the tournament because nobody else used those cards, so they didn't think they were legal, for issues like this to occur. So, at the end of the day, it's about good communication, and if someone shows up with cards and ain't legal, just tell them tough shit. But, you know, maybe that's just too simple these days. So, until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. I mean, hopefully with the right cards for the format we're playing. I don't know.